Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video, we're going to be going over how to build the perfect Infiniti Q50, in my humble opinion. I actually am thinking about buying one of these cars, so this is genuinely like a guide on how exactly I'm going to build it if I do end up buying an Infiniti Q50. For those who don't know and are new to the how to build series, the way it works is first we go over all the exterior mods and what I would do to the car and how much it costs, then the same thing with the interior mods, then the same thing with the performance mods. At the end of the video, I tell you my overall thoughts on the car, or not my overall thoughts on the car, my bad, the overall price of the entire build, including the cost of the car as well. And yeah, it's 90%, not 90%, but every one of these videos is sort of just a good street car base, okay? So we don't lean into one specific thing. So this car isn't going to make like 800 horsepower. It's not going to be a drift car. It's not going to be a time attack car. It's always just a good little base, a good little starting point. And then if you want to branch off into one of those other divisions or classes, whatever you want to call it, genres, you can, but this is just a good base for it, okay? Huge shout out to Alex Martini for the idea. He did it first on his channel on the whole how to build series. It was on his channel. I just want to give my own Mark Roden spin on it, so go check out Alex Martini if you enjoy this series. And media of the day is Mr. Ballin. He is a YouTuber, but he tells spooky stories. Dude, it's awesome. They're so relaxing. I love watching them to go to sleep at night. It's incredible. Go watch some Mr. Ballin. His stories are incredible. I like the spooky stories, man. They're fun. But without further ado, let's go right into it with how to build the perfect Infiniti Q50. And yeah, like I said, first thing we are going to be discussing is, of course, the exterior mods. All the exterior mods that I would do to the car to make her look pretty and how much they all cost. But before we get into that, we obviously need to buy our Infiniti Q50. So for the price of an Infiniti Q50, I wrote down $10,000. For a black one specifically, by the way. I would look for a black one. I would want one in black. I think they look nice in black, but you can get them in any color, obviously. But yeah, around 10 grand, I would say, for an Infiniti Q50. You could find a Q50 with like a salvage title, higher mileage for like 7 grand, 8 grand, maybe even like 5 grand nowadays in the big 2.6. But it's probably not that great. And then obviously you could find like a brand new Q50 for like 30 grand. Like you could buy one with 0 miles on it for 30 grand. I think for like a 100,000 to 120,000 mile Q50, it's like 2014, 2015, $10,000 is a good price. But either way, let's get right into it with the exterior mods. And first off, for the exterior mods would be the JCF front lip for $200. I like this. There's a lot of front lips for this car. I think this one looks the best of all of them. It looks aggressive while not. I hate when front lips go like wide, you know what I mean? I like when they line up perfectly with the front bumper, and this one does. Next up would be the LED front badge for $120. It's a little expensive for like just a badge, to be honest, but I think it's worth it. Pretty much every Q50 I've ever seen has this. They always do this because it looks good. It looks cool. It just illuminates the front badge and it makes it look nice and clean. So I would do that for $100 bucks. I would do it. Which, by the way, we would also do the Icon Motorsports black grille for $50. You could spray paint the grille as well for like 20 bucks if you want to, but it won't last as long, obviously, as if you were to just buy the black one. And since you're already going to be taking the grille apart to get to the badge, might as well just, buy a black grille, put it on there. And obviously, a lot of the Q50s, I like to put the black grills on there because the grille is chrome stock and the black looks better, especially with a black one. Like, I would just do it 100%. Next up would be actually the Duraflex S concept hood for $400. I don't really do a lot of hoods on my how to build videos just because I don't know. I do like custom hoods or whatever, but I feel like most cars don't need them. But this car definitely looks really good with this hood on there. So for $400, I would do this. I think it makes it look a whole lot more aggressive while not looking too goofy. Next up would be the M-style mirror caps for $100. You could call it tacky if you want. Every guy nowadays puts M-style mirror caps on any car that they own. So it's becoming a little bit basic for sure, and I understand that, but I think it's basic because it works. The M-style mirror caps are they're the best looking mirrors right now. The M mirrors are awesome, so I would do it for $100. I'd do it 100%. Next up would be the Ninte, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this, Ninte side skirts for $250. Again, it's just really nice looking side skirts. A lot of people just put side skirt extensions on the car, which is pretty much just I don't know what you would like a carbon fiber little splitter thing for the side skirts, but these are actual different side skirts. I think they look a little bit better than just putting the extensions on it. It makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Next up is I would just debadge the car for free. Obviously, you could just so like, I would debadge the part that says Q50, the part that says all-wheel drive, because you're probably going to get an all-wheel drive one, and then like the 3.0 T or 3.7 badges. I would keep the Infiniti badges on it though, but the rest of the badges I would get rid of them. I just think it's too much. Next up would be the blacked out chrome trim for around 50 bucks. You could just paint them for $50. But yeah, there's chrome trim on the door handles, there's chrome trim around the windows, and there's also chrome trim on the trunk there underneath the Infiniti emblem. I would just black that out, make it look a little bit more nice and more aggressive. Obviously, for 50 bucks, you can't complain. Next up would be the JCF V1 duck bill for $150. Again, there's a lot of duck bills for the Q50. I think this one looks the best personally. I would do this one 100%. I think it looks really nice. For only $150, you can't really complain. Next up would be the JCF carbon fiber diffuser for $400. These cars already have like spats on them, I guess is what you would call them, those weird little like extensions on the side of the bumpers, so you don't have to buy those. But the diffuser, the diffuser makes it look so nice, and it has a third brake light on it. It's a good looking diffuser. The JCF kit in general is really nice. I think all parts of it except for the side skirts. The Infiniti side skirts is the one I would do for the side skirts, but the rest of them I do like. Next up would be the rear window spoiler for around $180. Again, I've said this in a lot of the how to build videos, but there are some cars that look really good with rear window spoilers, and then there are some that don't. I think this is one that does. I think the rear window spoiler does just give it that nice added little bit of aggression, so I would do it. And then next up would be, if you don't get a black one, the carbon fiber roof wrap for $100. Now, since you have a black one, since I would have a black one, I would not do this because there's just really no point, I feel like. But again, if you get like a white one or a silver one, yeah, I would recommend wrapping the roof carbon fibers for $100. You can't really complain. That is doing it yourself. Oh, I should have mentioned that in the intro. I forgot to mention that in the intro. But all these prices on these how to build videos is implying that you're going to do the work yourself, unless I say otherwise. If you plan on having a professional install it, no judgment here, but just expect to pay literally double to triple the cost of the entire build, because obviously professionals charge a lot in labor costs. So all these prices are implying that you're going to do the work yourself, okay? And so yeah, the carbon fiber roof wrap for $100, you could buy all the carbon fiber materials and wrap that you need. And honestly, man, I know wrapping things is scary and it is hard. It sucks. It's not fun to do, and it's really tough. You gotta really, it's harder than it looks. I get that, but I think the roof would be a perfect place to start, really, because it's one of the most flat parts of the body. And if you make a mistake, it's only around $100, and not even, you'll have some extra material. So like, I think it's good. And then finally, for the exterior mods would of course be the window tints. When it comes to window tints, I always write down $500 for the window tints, because that's the cost that it would. That's around the cost that it would cost to bring it to a professional. And I would highly recommend with window tints to bring it to a professional. This is one of the only things that I would highly recommend on a car to install, to have a professional install, just because I've seen so many people that are like, I could do window tints myself, and they just can't, and they peel and they bubble, and it's a waste of your time. It's not easy either, and it takes a lot of time. So you spend all this time doing this just for it to peel and bubble within a week, and it just looks horrible. And I've always brought all my cars to a professional to get their windows tinted, and I probably never won't to do that, to be honest. It's just I like it better. It lasts longer. It's cool. But either way, that gives us a grand total for all the exterior mods of $2,500. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. That's a lot of mods too. There, like that's a lot of stuff to change on the car right there. That'll completely change the looks of the car 100%. For only $2,500. Like, I get that it's not that cheap, but I mean, $2,500 for pretty much an entire exterior build, you can't complain about that. But now, let's get into the interior mods. Obviously, when it comes to the Mark Roden channel, I'm a ricer, okay? And I like my exterior mods. So 90% of these how to build videos, the exterior mods take up a lot of the time of the video, because we talk about a lot of exterior mods, because that's what I like best when it comes to building cars. I like making them look different. That's my interest. So with the interior, there's only really 5 things I would change with the interior, and part of that is, again, because I'm a racer, but also because it's really, the Infiniti Q50 interior is honestly pretty nice. There's just not much I would want to change about it. First off would be the JCF carbon fiber interior set for around $350. This changes all the plastic pieces to carbon fiber pieces. Not really, they're just kind of like wraps, but yeah, they look nice. And you could mix and match. Like, I know some people like don't want to put every single part of their plastic on the interior carbon fiber because then they think it looks tacky. But you don't have to, because it's just pieces. So you could do whatever parts you want to turn carbon fiber, and then keep the other ones plastic if you want to, or you could do the whole thing carbon fiber if you want to, or just maybe you just want one single thing. Well, then if you only want one single thing carbon fiber, I wouldn't recommend buying the whole $350 set. But yeah, the $350 set gives you leeway, allows you to do things, and I think the carbon fiber interior does make it look a little bit more aggressive. Next up would be the Zeta carbon fiber wheel for $500. This allows you to keep the airbag, for anyone wondering, so it's still safe, and it just makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Yet again, carbon fiber wheel. It doesn't give it the flat bottom end, which I actually like. I'm gonna be honest. I know it might be a hot take, but I actually don't really care for the flat end on steering wheels. I kind of like them just being rounded, and this one is still rounded, so I like that. Next up would be the ambient lighting kit for $150. These are just universal. It's not like made specifically for the Infiniti Q50, but yeah, you can find one for around $150. You can find them for cheaper than that, and then you can find them for more expensive than that. But it just makes obviously the ambient lighting makes it look a little nice and a little cozy, a little vibey in there. I like it. I think people call it tacky and stuff. I don't really care. I think it looks very nice. Next up would be, again, another just vibey mod, the Starry headliner for $220. Now this is definitely not easy to install. I've heard so many horror stories about people trying to install their Starry headliner, and they're like, wow, that was a lot harder than it actually looks. And but it's worth it in my opinion. They look really nice. I've been in a couple cars with Starry headliners in it, and it is genuinely just so vibey. It really is. It's cozy as hell. And since Q50s have a sunroof too, I feel like that'd make it even better. And then finally, for the interior mods, would be the all-season floor mats for $140. Just to keep the floor a little bit clean, you know what I mean? Floor mats are nice. I like them. I like them. But yeah, not too many interior mods, like I said, because again, the interior on the Q50 is pretty nice already. And again, we're not really going for like a race car build. We're more so going for a street car build. So I wouldn't want to put like bucket seats in it, in a roll cage, or like a freaking quick release steering wheel and a 6-point harness and all this crazy stuff, like a hydro e-brake or something like that. I just want to keep it cool in the interior, make it feel a little bit more sporty, but while still being extremely comfortable to drive and own. So that would be all the interior mods, which gives us a grand total for the interior of $1,360. Not bad at all, and the majority of that money goes to the carbon fiber steering wheel, obviously. And so if you don't want to do that for whatever reason, then you can save even more money. But yeah, that's it for the interior. Not that bad. But now let's get into the performance mods, and obviously the performance mods do tend to be the most expensive batch of mods, I guess, because you don't really want to cheap out on performance mods too much, because they are like again, if an exterior mod breaks, who really cares? It's not the end of the world. But if a performance mod breaks, well, then you kind of can't drive your car most of the time, so that's obviously not great. First off, for the performance mods would be the Raceland coilovers for $550. Raceland is an interesting brand. There are some people that say they suck, and then some people that say they're great, and they've had them their whole entire lives. I think they're just right there in the middle. I'm going to be honest. I think they're average. I don't think they're incredible, but I don't think they're horrible. I would put them on. Obviously, lowering the car makes it look a little bit nicer, makes it handle a little bit nicer. I like them. I like coilovers. I'd put coilovers on a Chevy Silverado if I got one. Next up would be the AMS Performance downpipes for $500. For $500, you got obviously downpipes that give you a little bit of an extra horsepower boost, but let's face it, man, let's all be honest with each other here. 90% of the reason why people buy downpipes or any sort of exhaust modifications in the big 2.6 is just because it makes it sound better. So, yeah, it makes it sound cool. Yeah, now it sounds cool. And again, it does give you a little bit of a horsepower bonus. And it does, again, sound better while not ruining the sound of the car as well. I can't stand when some cars are just so unbelievably loud. And it's like, that's your street car? Like, that's your daily? That's what you're driving every day? And it's that loud and obnoxious? Good Lord, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, it sounds cool when it's passing by you, sure, but imagine hearing that sound that all the time. Oh, man, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Just a props to you that can do it, but I couldn't. Next up would be the Berger Motorsports cold air intake for $330. I like Berger Motorsports, man. I've heard really good things about Berger Motorsports, and so I know cold air intakes are an interesting one because some people are like, oh, they don't do anything, they don't change anything. Well, I feel like Berger Motorsports is a company that their cold air intake probably does change things. It probably is a bonus, and obviously it also gives you that nice little noise with cold air intakes, so you gotta like it. For $330, you can't really beat it. And then that would really, honestly, man, again, this is a street car. I'm not really trying to make it anything insanely fast or whatever, so that would honestly probably be it for like the true performance mods. And so after that, all I would do really is just tune the car for around $500. Tunes are an interesting one when it comes to pricing it out, because you could pay like $100 for a backyard tune if you know a guy that knows how to do them well. I've known multiple people that have paid like less than $100 for a Honda tune, and it works out great for them. But then there are also really high-end companies that tune them perfectly for like $2,000 or $5,000. So I'm just gonna put down $500 here. I think that's a good number. And yeah, with the cold air intake and the downpipes on there, you're probably gonna want to tune it. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but you probably are gonna want to. It gives you a little bit extra horsepower out of the car, makes it last a little bit longer, makes it a little bit more reliable as well. And next up for the performance mods, technically they're performance mods, but I always kind of think of them as like aesthetic mods. But the wheels, I would go with the Adhan DSO5s in black. For a set of 4 of them is $1,000. Yeah, I've never really been the biggest like blacked out, murdered out car guy, but for some reason with the Q50s, I look at pictures of them online and they look really nice murdered out. And so I would put the black Adhans. And for people that are like, oh, Adhan's a rep company, blah blah blah, I hate reps. I don't care. I like reps. I've had Adhans on all my cars. Both my cars, I should say. I've only had 2 cars with Adhans on them, but either way, I've had them on both my cars, and they've been great. Literally nothing but, I have nothing but praises for them. I've driven on them for years, and they did great. So I like them as a company, and I think they have really cool designs. And for $1,000 for a set of 4 of them, brand new, you can't really complain. And then obviously, if you're going to be buying wheels, you also need to be buying tires. So I just put down $1,000 for a set of 4 tires. I think that's around average. You could obviously get, if you really want to cheap out, you can get them for even less than that. Or if you want some really sticky, nice tires that are going to last forever or something, you can pay more than that. But yeah, for a set of 4 of them, $1,000, I think that's great, which gives us a performance total of $3,880. Obviously, $2,000 of those dollars is going to be going to the wheel and tire setup because those are never cheap. But obviously, yeah, performance is, again, the most expensive out of the 3 categories today, just like how it is in all these how to build videos, because, again, I just really feel like you don't want to cheap out when it comes to performance. So for $3,880, though, that's pretty gosh darn good, ladies and gentlemen. Which, ladies and gents, gives us an overall grand total of $10,000 to buy the Infiniti Q50 in the first place, $2,500 for all of the exterior mods, $1,360 for all of the interior mods, and $3,880 for all of the performance mods, or a grand total, all that stuff added together, of $17,740 for what is, in my opinion, the perfect Infiniti Q50 build. It looks incredible on the outside, feels cozy and fun and cool and sporty and vibey on the inside, and it's got just the right amount of performance mods to make it a fun car to drive that also makes it sound a little bit nicer as well. For $17,740, under 20 grand, that car is going to last you for a very long time. It's going to be one of the best dailies out there, in my opinion, for 2020 grand. That's an awesome car to daily drive. So I can't complain about that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video on how to build the perfect Infiniti Q50. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what views I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. And thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow's video is going to be the next part of the 1K to 100K budget cars series. It's going to be under 5K, obviously, because yesterday was 4K. So yeah, 5K's video will be out tomorrow. And then the next how to build video, I actually don't know exactly what car we're going to be building up on the how to build series next. I have recommendations. It's not me saying I don't have recommendations. I just haven't really seen any comments recently. I got to go look at some of the comments, see what you guys are saying, see what you guys would like to see me build next on the series. But yeah, I don't know 100% yet. I couldn't tell you guys what the next how to build video is going to be on, but I guess we'll all wait and see. I don't know exactly just yet. I kind of want to do another like JDM, like old like 90s JDM car. I feel like I've done a lot of like more not modern but like late 2000s, early 2010s style sedans like Q50, the IS250, the Genesis Coupe is technically a coupe, but still it's around that time period. Recently we've done a lot of cars like that. The C5 Corvette was kind of a random one, but yeah, I want to do another like JDM car. I haven't done a JDM car in a while, so maybe we'll do like a 350Z or like a 300ZX or S13 or something like that, how to build one of those, because those ones are always fun, because I always go a little bit more crazy with those ones, since I don't really feel like you're trying to buy those as like some sort of like daily driver street car, you know what I mean, so that I can go a little bit more in depth with the mods on those. But obviously, excuse me, I'm always open for recommendations. That's how I go off of do these how to build videos, is 90% of the time I just do recommendations. So if anybody has any recommendations on cars you would like to see me build in the future, please leave a comment down below and I would greatly appreciate it. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.